Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live, guys.
Hello.
Howdy.
So would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. I am Lexi Swarm. I am the merch girl for the band Sepsis, as well as the co-host for the podcast every Wednesday called the Honeycomb Hideout.
And you, sir?
My name's Kevin Raslog. I am the drummer and poet of the band. I'm also a booking agent as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, it can be. It's stressful at times, though.
Right. Did you have any issues last year in 2023 booking as a booking agent, for your band and such?
Surprisingly, no. That was probably the easiest year I have had in a long time, and that was a shocker to me. After COVID, I wasn't entirely sure what the landscape was going to look like, and I kind of was on a hiatus as far as booking shows was concerned. But for us, we had so much content and everything that we were putting out last year that I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna see how this goes." And it came together really, really quickly. And like I was telling Rob before we got on, all the guys in the band had semi-low expectations. A brand new band. We had only been around 7 months. We're going out on the road. Can't expect packed houses, that's for damn sure. And then when we got home, they were all like, "Dude, that went way better than I expected." So I was pretty happy about that.
That's awesome.
So
Are you the only? Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Speaking of band members, do you want to give them a shout out since they're not here with us?
Yeah, for sure. Aiden, our singer, he's probably out working like he usually is. Dude's always grinding. Cody, our guitar player, I think he's working as well. And then Spencer, who was supposed to be in here, I know he had some clients, and I'm willing to bet that they went over. They're a good group of guys. We all have our craft and specialty in the band, and we're a well-oiled machine.
That's awesome. Is there anything that you guys are leaving behind in 2020, in 2023, or in anything you're looking to do that's new here in 2024? What are your goals and resolutions or anything?
So as far as leaving behind is concerned, I think we rushed last year. It wasn't always things in our control. We missed a lot of deadlines that kind of made it really stressful at times for us. We did a music video for every single on the EP. The EP came out in July, and we're releasing the final video for the EP probably mid to end of February, I think. So six really high quality music videos in a year is definitely a tall order. Since we have a cinematographer in the band, that obviously helps. But for 2024, we set the bar really, really high. Our goal is to do a single a month. So that's 12 songs. 6 of them are going to have features with people I'm sure you guys are all very aware of as well. We're going into it, though, saying this is our goal. Even if we only do 6 songs this year, that's what we did last year. So that's still kind of meeting, the bare minimum. We are going to take it a little lighter on the music video front, just because even though we have Aiden that can shoot them, getting the locations, traveling, half of the band was in Michigan and half is in Tennessee. I actually just moved to Tennessee, so now Spencer's the lone Michigan boy.
Yeah.
So you got 600 miles in between. The shoots are usually long ass days. If we have to hire a DP and all these other people, it can get kind of expensive, but it beats spending a hell of a lot more money with someone you don't know that might not have an emotional investment for the band, whereas Aiden obviously does. The only, without giving too much detail, we have 40 tour dates booked for this year. So
Wow.
I don't know if we're going to really try to do anything else as far as shows go, but that's a hell of a lot more shows than we did last year.
So going into music videos, do you want me to play your newest video?
Of course, yeah. I guess I'll just give a little backstory before you get into that. You'll notice at the beginning of the music video, it's kind of shot in a documentary style. We have been shooting a documentary since the band started. We're hopefully going to be releasing that in 2025. And that video documented every show that we played on the tour. I believe we left out 2 because we had to play 2 shows without our guitar player because of his work. Thankfully, our MacBook did a good job, and the crowd didn't seem to care very much that we were down a member. But I think you'll get to see in the video, we all had a really good fucking time, and the energy, the live show, we like to have fun when we're playing.
All right.
That's awesome. Ooh.
Time that we get together, it's like things just seem to click.
When we're together, we really are like a well-oiled machine that gets shit done.
We're vibing. We're all chill dudes. We have different personalities, and we're still kind of learning them a little bit.
We're just working towards a goal, and we're gonna get there. So I'm like, it's worth it. Fuck it.
You say we'll always find you. A virus in my blood, a disease. No, the truth is dead and buried. You're a virus, you're a disease. You're only the life you lead. Pay the price, now you're in too deep. Your mess is gonna be all I'll ever see. I'm telling you, no one will fall for it. Never let you say fake. You'll pay the reckoning. You'll make you fucking bleed. I'll make you fucking bleed, bitch. You're only the life you lead. Pay the price, now you're in too deep. Your mess is gonna be all you'll ever see. I'm telling you, no one will fall for it. Your destruction is on display for the whole wide world to see. I'll be there when your facade crumbles around you. Now you're in too deep. It's gonna be all I'll ever see. I'm telling you, no one will fall for it. Your destruction is on display for the whole wide world to see. I'll be there when your facade crumbles around you.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really happy with how it turned out.
Of course. Who was the camera guy that did those really cool like side angles within like
Uh,
the video and stuff?
So our buddy Blake actually came out on tour with us to do photography and video. He's actually going to come out with us again this year. I think both tours that we're doing. But yeah, he's a good friend of ours. He does a lot of that stuff, you know, for his day job. So it was actually even better though, because he was a super cool dude. You know, you're stuck in a van for, you know, sometimes up to 8 hours with somebody, and you know, the conversations and just the camaraderie was great. And he actually helped us shoot the video for Like a Devil that we shot in Atlanta as well. So yeah, we love working with Blake, and he does a phenomenal job.
That's awesome. He did do a great job. That video came
Yeah.
out awesome.
Yeah, Aiden does like all the graphics and all the editing and CGI, all that bullshit. Blake, basically, him and Aiden connect on that level because they both do that stuff for a living, where they'll be like, hey, you know, approach it from this angle with this lens and blah, 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 blah. I'm foreign to all that. I stay out of that. That's not my lane. But it's very helpful because like Aiden being a cinematographer can't be shooting himself performing and doing the video.
Yeah,
so having somebody that understands it and gets the lingo and all that stuff goes a long way, which he totally does.
It's pretty cool. So now for some fun questions here, so everybody gets to know you a little bit better. If you could pick a song, not your own, any song in the world that describes you as a person, what song would that be?
Oof, man, that's a tough one. Man, I don't even really know. Like, I can't think of a song. Like, if I'm thinking of a song that describes me, maybe like on drums, but like from a personality standpoint, I don't know. But even that, I still would struggle to just pick a specific song. I don't know. I have so many different influences, and I've been playing for damn near 30 years. Like, I started playing jazz and reggae. I was really into hip hop and rap for a while. Got into new metal, deathcore. Fucking, I listen to just about anything. So that's a really tough one. I can't narrow it down.
So is there a song that means something? I mean, a lot to you? Like, is there just that like one song that?
Yeah, shit. I don't remember the name of the song, so give me 1 second to look it
Okay.
up, because it is a very, very impactful and meaningful song to me. So basically, long story short, the guitar player that was in a previous band of mine, he was a sound guy that went out on tour with a lot of bands, and somebody put fentanyl in his beer and it killed him.
Oh wow!
And
Wow.
basically, my wife woke me up and broke the news. I think the song was Oblivion by Fit for a King. Yeah, Oblivion by Fit for a King. That was like on constant play for like a fucking week straight. And like every time that chorus kicks in, it's just like fucking waterworks. And it still happens till this day. When I saw them live, probably like a year or two ago, I'm sitting there fucking bawling my eyes out in the pit. But
They're actually
yeah.
they're actually on tour soon with Prada and somebody else.
Yep. That they are. Yeah, they're a great band. I fucking love them.
So we actually do have a question. What was the first song that got you hooked on playing drums?
I wouldn't say it got me hooked, but Green Day came out with Dookie, and Basket Case was like the fucking song. And my parents bought me a drum kit, and coincidentally, my brother's 2 years older than me. He hopped on the kit and could fucking start playing, no problem. I hop on the kit and I can't fucking do anything. So the first like 2 years of me playing drums were like super fucking discouraging. But yeah, Basket Case, just actually that whole album was like, once I finally got it kind of figured out, that was one of the first things I could actually play on drums was anything off that album.
So, what was your first show you ever went to as a patron?
So, my parents, fortunately, are big music people too. The very first concert I ever went to was Soundgarden when I was in third grade. It was right when they were starting to get big. And then coincidentally, 2 weeks later, they took me to see Eric Clapton.
Nice.
So I got to see some really amazing bands at a very, very young age. And like I would go and see like Dave Matthews Band. I think I saw them like 30 something times, like go states away to see them. 311, I've seen them probably upwards of 30 or 40 times. And then as soon as I got my driver's license, you know, I've seen Slipknot 7 or 8 times, August Burns Red like 12, 13 times. So I thoroughly love going to shows and, you know, seeing bands, especially when you see their whole like career and, you know, just like, oh, I remember when they used to play this song. I wish they would play it again, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't get to do as many shows as I would like to just because of how busy I am. But yeah, I always try to make the best of it when I get a chance.
So, speaking about shows, are you rail, sidebar, or pit?
Well, I guess that would depend on the show. I do like to partake in beverages, so ends up having to piss a lot. So if you're on the rail, it can be really inconvenience. Like if it's a smaller venue, like obviously I'll be on the rail. I can go, you know, go take a bathroom break and then run right back. But if we're talking like a Fillmore size venue where it's like 1,000+ cap, I'll usually try and stay closer to the bar. Most of the bands I have seen probably like 1,000 times at this point. So like, it's more like it's not the visual, like seeing them. It's more like just enjoying the event and the atmosphere. And I can still get that being like 30, 50, you know, 100 feet away or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of a show by show basis.
Who in the band is a class clown?
I kind of feel like all of us are, which is probably a good thing because it keeps things entertaining when you're stuck in the van or the hotel room for a long period of time. We all crack jokes. Yeah, I would say it's a tie between all of us, honestly.
That's awesome. What are your guys' thoughts on streaming platforms like for music and stuff like Spotify?
I think realistically it's a necessary evil. I'm indifferent. Like we've seen a lot of success and a lot of fans, even though our numbers aren't like great by any means, but like we went like that show in where the fuck was it? I can't remember which specific show. Oh, so we had a couple that found us on Spotify that came to 3 of our 9 tour dates, like literally all 3 in a row. And
really,
that kind of just shows the power of like how people can find out about you. And me being an IT, like I absolutely fucking hate TikTok for a variety of reasons. But like when I joined the band, it was like, hey, dude, like when we post, we need to post Facebook Reels and Stories, Instagram Reel and Stories, TikTok Reel and Stories, like all in succession. And I'm not going to lie, at the beginning, I was like, this is such a pain in the ass. Like, why the fuck am I doing it? And then you start seeing people, they're like, oh, I'm going to come see you guys in North Carolina. Oh, I'm going to come see you guys in Chattanooga. And it's like, you've never met them before. You never talked to them before. They discovered your band on a social media platform or a streaming platform. And then you get to meet them. And like, we had a number of people, they're like, oh yeah, I randomly stumbled across you guys. And now I'm here buying a shirt and a CD. And it's just like, damn, like that's pretty fucking powerful shit.
Oh, absolutely. How important is your fan base and your community within your fan base? Like, how important is that for you guys and your band?
I mean, it's paramount. I think we as a band need to do a little bit better, especially with like Patreon. I want all of our diehards to be able to get, you know, that first look and listen before everybody else. We do have a lot of people, because all of us have been in bands before. So like we all kind of have that group of like 5 or 10 people that we call super fans. and we'll like message them and be like, hey, like this is going to be coming out in a couple months, but like check it out. Let me know what you think. Our goal is to eventually get to a point where everything on Patreon will be released a week before Instagram, Facebook, etc. So if you're following us on Patreon, you will see the next video a week before everyone else. You will get, you know, the next 6 songs that we're putting out with features. You'll get to hear them before everybody else can. But yeah, no, it's hugely important. I mean, especially when you have all these people introducing themselves to you at a show, and kind of like you connect with them when they're telling you about their personal lives and struggles. And, you know, it's just kind of like a great feeling to have somebody go, you know, that song that you guys did really got me through a hard time. Cause I mean, I think all of us have been in that same boat, but like, I'm not sitting there hanging out with Matt from August Burns Red, like opening up to him about it. Cause you know, it doesn't work that way. But
I mean,
it's just really special. And yeah, I mean, I have interviewed him, and he hits me up every once in a while or responds to me on Instagram. But it's just, I look at it that way. When I booked him on the radio show that I was doing, that made my fucking world. I was like, dude, this guy actually fucking responded to me, and he's willing to do an interview. Like, that's so incredible. So
I know those moments. I know those moments very well.
Hell yeah.
So if you could, well, this is going to be a fun one. I ask this every episode. And people are probably tired of me asking this question, but it's actually a fun question, and it gets you to think a little bit here. What do you want to leave as your legacy as a person?
So I guess for me, like, I have a lot of side hustle, like things that I'm passionate about. Like, I work on Saabs, and they haven't been a car company in like over 10 years. But the reason why I do that is because I know a lot about them, and a lot of people will buy them for their kid because they're cheap. But diagnosing the issues with them can be kind of difficult if you don't have the right tools. So like, I remember when we bought one for my wife, I always loved the Saab 9.3 when I was in high school. This one kid had one, hear the fucking turbo. Like, they were just really nice looking cars. And I got one for my wife because I was sick of leasing. And a buddy that I found on one of the Facebook groups was like, hey, dude, you want to help work on these cars with me? Like, my mission is to keep these fuckers on the road and not, you know, bend people over like $1,000 for this job that takes 10 minutes. So like, I started doing that, and I do the same thing. Like, I'll drive 5 or 6 hours to marry a set of keys to a person's car for like $100, $150, right? And I do that with a lot of things, like the booking. Like, I do consultations with bands like constantly. I'll take like 4 or 5, you know, hour-long calls a week. And while I don't work with every band, I'm just completely honest with them. Like, hey, like, you guys need to do this. You need to work on that. Like, how are you guys utilizing social media? How are you doing this? So I think for me, it would be like being a helpful person and sharing the knowledge that I've either failed long enough to figure out, or I've gotten lucky enough to figure out. And just kind of being that person that's like reliable. Like, I would have loved to have had somebody I could have reached out to or done a consultation with 10 years ago and say, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. Because we all thought the like fake it till you make it mentality, and like just getting all your friends and family to support you on Facebook and shit. Like, your friends and your family really aren't gonna do shit for your musical career. You got to make real fans.
Amen for that one.
Yeah,
that's definitely facts on that one.
No, that's
100%. Some people don't like to hear that though.
Right, and it's the truth that hurts sometimes, but that's the reality.
Yeah,
that's what Band-Aids are for. Just put one on and walk away and carry on, and yeah, that's why Band-Aids are still in business.
Well, like, here's a good example. I had one band. They're like, yeah, we'll pack like 150, 200 people in a room locally, like every time we play. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Good for you.
That's locally, though.
I was like, if I were to book you in Akron, Ohio right now, what do you think you would draw? Crickets. I was like, if I booked you in Lafayette, Louisiana, how much would you book? You know, and that's where it turns into you guys make $500 locally. That's awesome. And they're like, well, we want to guarantee $500 every show. And I'm like, first of all, on a Monday or a fucking Tuesday, you're trying to get $500, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
So,
no, no. I mean, on a Monday, Tuesday, no. I mean, even if you lowered the ticket prices to $10 admission, you're not going to get that on Monday or Tuesday. It's not going to happen.
Yep. Bands just kind of have a lot of them have a short-sighted mindset on it. I mean, I was telling you before we went live, like we actually pre-sold tickets on a Monday in Louisville, and we had never played there before. And that to me told me all I needed to know. Like we pre-sold tickets every day of the tour, and there's more weekdays than there are weekends. And I was like, whatever we're doing, it seems to be fucking working and resonating because I've never been able to draw on weekdays like that well.
So this has been in the chat a few times here. When are you guys playing Michigan? They want to know.
We'll see about this year. If we get an opportunity to do something with like a national, like we played with Eve Under Fire at the Music Factory. Those are my homies. I was actually their booking agent until they had to fire me, unfortunately. But as far as Michigan goes, like, yeah, like the tours don't really take us in that direction, unfortunately. But if we do get an opportunity to do like a bigger show, we'll definitely do it for sure.
Or maybe even a pop-up.
Yeah,
if you're all there.
Yeah. Yeah, like if it makes sense, like if we were, for instance, shooting a music video, right? Like, hey, we're gonna go use this location in Metro Detroit, we might try to just parlay a show into that kind of thing. So definitely keep your eyes open. Just on the books officially right now, we don't have anything in Michigan.
So this was brought to my attention the other day, and I just thought it was weird, but apparently you can throw a show at a Denny's.
What?
Yeah.
Probably because of that what the fuck's up Denny's guy.
Well, I know Papa Roach has, but I'm saying they're Papa Roach. But I'm saying apparently there's certain Denny's you can, what do you call it, rent it.
No shit. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Do you get free catering of Denny's when you're there?
I don't know all the details. You would have to hit a few of them up and see if it's, you know, okay with them, but apparently you can pop up at Denny's and just throw down.
See, that since it's been done, I feel like it kind of loses a little bit of its luster. I'd like to do it at a Waffle House. I think that would be epic.
A Waffle House, maybe an IHOP. But yeah, it was brought to my attention that I could rent to throw a show there.
That's crazy.
Be like flying pancakes and like syrup in the mosh pits and stuff.
I mean,
it would be the food edition of like Guar. You're leaving just sticky as hell with like hash browns and bacon all over you.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I mean that would be a fun time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have to keep that in mind for a random Monday or Tuesday that falls through. I'm gonna be like, all right, let's find a fucking Denny's and see what we can pull together.
No, I'm serious. I mean, it's literally a thing, and I was thinking about it. Shit.
You would do it?
Not me playing, but yeah, I would have my Jersey people play. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you one of the tour dates we had was at a record store, and that was probably one of the cooler shows on the tour. Like they had an actual bar with like craft beer, and you know, it's super cram packed. The PA was tiny. The what's the fucking word? So the stage was big enough for my drum kit. The PA was like super fucking tiny. But I mean, we're playing for like 55 people in a really small room, and a lot of the bands were like beat down and hardcore. So like it was a fucking killer show. I was actually a little nervous because we're a couple steps below on the heaviness level. But yeah, everyone that came out was just like super chill, like super supportive. And then like you're making your way around all these like racks of records and shit. Like I don't know, it was a cool aesthetic. It was a different show than I had ever played before, but I had a blast. It was a great time.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities to just. I mean, there's a few parks you can rent to play live music, and there's an amphitheater that I'm thinking about renting at some point.
Hell yeah.
I mean, if there's a will, there's a way to get more, of course, majority of the money will go to charity, but yeah, I would gladly get a few acts together.
Hell yeah, that would be dope. Yeah, I see my buddy from Ghost Media said play a skate park. There's been a couple different areas that like places like Indie on the Move, like you'll just find these random venues and shit. And that was always something that I thought would be cool because I used to skate when I was younger. And I was always, man, it'd be sweet if like fucking Korn or Limp Bizkit played at a fucking skate park and like people were going crazy. Like I'd totally be down with that.
Very awesome. That was your favorite show from the tour. Is there a show from that tour that wasn't your favorite or that was bizarre and you're just like questioning?
No, actually every show went really, really well. The only ones that were awkward were the ones where we didn't have our guitarist Cody because it was just Aiden and Spencer on stage, no guitar player. So like we don't have like choreographed shit or anything, but like you're used to rocking out as a group and then that person's just not there. So it was the record store and Ground Zero in Spartanburg were the two shows that Cody couldn't make it to. And the shows were great, and part of me was just bummed that he didn't get to experience them. And that for me was like, not like a regret, but like a bummer, right? Like we're like, hey dude, we just got done. Show went fucking great. Wish you could be here. It was a little awkward performing. The MacBook did great though. But yeah.
Amen to the MacBook. Like, I mean, you could have hologrammed him in. I mean, like that's the thing. I mean, hell yeah, hologram him in next time.
I mean, realistically, what's funny is that like if any member of our band were to be sick or something, like we could still technically do the show. Like Aiden could go and do the show without any of us. It would look weird. And like on the flip side, I could go up there and have everything tracked playing and it could be just me. Once again, it would be really weird, but it would still be the show. It would still sound exactly the same. You're not going to miss any of the synths and the backing tracks and all that shit. But you'll lose that energy. And I think that's kind of like the bulk of it. Like Cody brings a certain energy to the stage, right? Same with Spencer, same with Aiden. And we as a whole have gotten used to that energy as a group. And when that one person's not there, it's almost like your hockey team being shorthanded. You're down a man. It's just not the same,
The gears aren't working anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Is stage performance like important for you guys? Like, do you guys practice any stage performances when setting up your set?
No, like as far as like timed like swinging guitar kind of shit goes, no, we don't. Since the band did everything remotely for so long, we all practiced on our own. Actually, our first jam as a whole band was the week before our tour. So we had 6.5 months of us all playing individually. We did 2 shows before that. And those 2 shows, we literally went into it having never played in the same room together. And I think it kind of made it better from the standpoint of you didn't have anyone to really kind of vibe off of. You had to figure out how you were going to play, what you wanted to play, obviously as close to the album recording as possible, right? But then like create your own energy and your own flair out of it. And I've always been very critical of myself as a drummer. And I think the biggest mistake of my career was not playing with in-ears and not playing to a click. So I have played so many shows where you get that shitty ass fucking drum wedge that you can't hear shit. It's cutting out. So you're hyper focused on playing. Your guitar player comes in 60 beats per minute faster than what the fucking song's supposed to. And it just fucking throws you off.
Oh my God.
So with this band, we had the session of all the tracks with the interludes and everything. And for like 3 weeks straight, just play through it. Next thing I know, it's like fucking effortless. And I'm just like, damn, I can rock the fuck out playing this. Because I'm not focused on, is this guy in time? Is this wedge fucked up? I have no reliance on a sound guy anymore. And it allows me 100% focus and freedom on performing rather than playing. And if there's any younger musicians in here, first of all, you're going to save your ears long term. That's one of the most important things. Secondly, you're not going to develop bad habits, and you will be on time. And then, like, just like the interludes in between the songs, it builds that show. You go and see any big band, if you see a band where there's silence or they're like tuning their guitars and shit, it really turns off the crowd. And I don't care if you're a musician or not, like, it can really like make them lose interest. And it's almost like a roller coaster. You got the song going and then the song stops, but you got like that little interlude music in the background. Like, it keeps them engaged going, okay, what's going to happen next, right? And yeah, I don't know. That's how we operate, and it builds that show. And I don't know. It seems to work. That's why all the pros do it, right?
So yeah, I get that, because what do you call it? The engagement is very, very quick these days.
Yeah.
Even video wise and everything, you have to cram everything in 30 seconds or less, or they're not going to watch the full thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild. We didn't have that kind of like attention deficit when, I remember during the Napster days sitting there for 50 fucking minutes to download one song.
Yep.
And then someone would call our house and my mom would pick up and I'd go, no, I got to start all the fuck over again.
Just
different times.
That is
emotional, damn it.
Exactly.
Definitely emotional damage on that one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, I saw a TikTok earlier. I'll probably send it to you guys later. It is so true of like when we were growing up till what our parents said to us, and then what we see today.
Oh yeah, 100%. Now, the one thing though that I do like really enjoy is there are a lot of podcasts and stuff that I do watch that are like 3-4 hours long. And it's always funny. Like, I'll send shit to my friends. Like, I love hockey, so Spittin' Chicklets is my go-to. And they're like, dude, you'll sit here for 3 hours and listen to dudes talk about fucking hockey? And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And like, you even see on TikTok now, like they're like talking about, ooh, videos over a minute, like do better. Yeah. I'm like, oh, please tell me the generation's like shifting towards like more long-term stuff.
Like, I hope so. Since you said that you're into hockey, what's your team?
Red Wings. I was born and raised in Metro Detroit. They're my team.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Are you a Devils guy or?
I'm not. All right, I'm gonna keep it this way. I'm not really a hockey guy. I'm not really a hockey guy. Like, I've been to a Devils game, but like growing up, I was actually a Penguin fan because of.
Interesting.
Well, like, I'm not really a hockey guy. Maybe because I liked Penguins at that time. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I will enjoy going to a game, but that's not really. I'm more of football, baseball. If we go into sports, but to be honest, I'd rather be at a concert every day of the week. So it doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter if it's a violin playing or somebody on a keyboard or whatever. That's my wheelhouse. That's where I love going.
You also have the benefit of like 8 hockey teams within like an hour driving distance. So I mean,
Yeah.
you could just flip flop if you want.
I mean, yes. I mean, yeah, I can.
You got Flyers, Penguins, Islanders, Rangers, Devils. I mean, shit. Throw Boston in there too.
Realistically, yeah, it'd be quicker for me just to go to Newark, and that's literally a train ride, and lets me off right at the station.
Yeah, that's hey, you know what? If I lived in that location, I would probably go to a metric fuck ton of hockey games. Like public transportation ain't a thing like where I've been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can literally hop on a train and get to Penn Station and then come out wherever I need to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And I don't think it's that expensive either. I mean, either.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna bring this fun question from previous episodes. I don't think I asked this question in the last episode or a couple before. Last Supper scenario here. Who are your 12? Has to have one female present. It cannot be family members. It could be cartoons, anime characters, horror.
So wait, what's the question? I'm confused.
So last Supper scenario. Who are your 12 people?
Oh my lord, 12 fucking people?
All right, let's cut this in half. How about you do 6, and Lexi, you do 6.
What?
Yeah, I'm throwing you in on this.
And you said it.
Thrown in on this.
And you said it can't be family members or friends.
Yeah, well, friends are fine. Family members, they don't get in trouble with family members.
I'm just gonna pick like celebrities and shit that I would
That's
like.
what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like celebrity cartoon characters.
Okay,
Kitty Cable.
All right. So the first one definitely got to be Gordon Ramsay for sure. That would be fucking epic. Let's see.
Is he making idiot sandwiches?
I would have to throw Matt from August Burns Red in there just because like he's one of my fucking favorite drummers for sure. I think Will from Lorna Shore would be amazing to hang out with. He seems like such a genuine dude. Steve Yzerman, because I grew up a Red Wings fan. He's the GM. He led us to a cup after 50 years, so I think that'd be pretty cool. And then one more. Morgan Rose. Cool ass dude. I would love to hang out with him again.
I met him many moons ago.
He's such a nice guy.
You took one of mine.
Which one?
Morgan Rose.
We can share him. We can share him.
He's one of my
Sharing is caring.
Right. So mine would be one of my favorite philosophers, Mr. Marcus Aurelius, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Alyssa White from Arch Enemy. That's 3. Definitely Jesse from Killswitch Engage.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite band. I'm trying. Randy Blythe, Lamb of God.
Okay, so you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, and Know the Product. She's a rapper.
Hell yeah.
Those would be my 6.
What's
So you were a booking agent. What made you want to become a booking agent or start booking for the bands?
It happened by total accident. So I think it was like 2012. The guitar player in the band that we had, he got a DUI, went to jail, and was like, yeah, I can't do any shows because I'm going to be on probation, whatever. So we were like, well, we're moving on, and no one in the band knew anything about booking. So I was like, well, I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring and try and figure it out. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, for, I don't know, 6 or 7 months, it was like I'm just bashing my head against the fucking wall, not getting anywhere. And I tried a lot of like what I thought were crafty ideas. So like I made an email that said like something official, like not related to the band, but try to look like a booking agent or management. And like I'd be like, hi, my name's Brian, I manage this band, like even though it's me. And then all of a sudden venues are responding. And I'm like, holy shit, this fucking works. So I remember we played a show in Lima, Ohio, and the lady that owned the venue was like, so where's Brian? When am I going to meet Brian? And I was like, so that was actually me. And she was like, oh my God, that's so smart of you. So after I was doing that for a while, my buddy Zach, he's the singer. His band was called It Lies Within. Now he's in another band called Life Right Now. He was running an agency called Sight Set North, and he hit me up and was like, hey dude, like you guys are doing really fucking good. Do you have any interest in being a booking agent? And I was like, sure. Like if I can make a little extra money, fuck it. So then from there, at one point, I think I had like 10 bands that I was booking. It was like super crazy. Like I had like 4 tours going on at once kind of thing. And then kind of dialed it back and was just focusing more on the bands that I was in. And then Eva Under Fire hit me up right when they began the project. They were like, hey, we need a booking agent. Are you interested? They're my homies. I played tons of shows with them before they were Eva Under Fire. And I said, oh, fucking course, I will work with you guys. And then they signed in 2018 or 19, something like that. I worked with them for like 5 years. And then, I got the call, hey, we're signing a record deal. It was nice working with you. But they're giving us this agent, and I'm like, well, fuck. I don't book bands like Disturbed and Hailstorm. So good for you. I'm happy for you guys. And then, like COVID really I was like totally unsure of how the whole like industry was going to come back. And to be quite honest, I think it leveled the playing field for bands nowadays as opposed to like the 2016 to 19 timeframe. And what I mean by that is like there's way less competition with bands, and especially serious bands. We've seen a lot of people just quit music entirely because they feel like, oh, well, the world's different now. COVID changed everything. Like the dream's dead, right? I think that's honestly the complete opposite of the reality of the situation. I've seen more smaller bands get on bigger show opportunities now than I have in a long ass time. So I think if anything, now is the best time for a band to pop off and start doing shit. But the methods of how bands break today is entirely different than it was, 5, 6, 7 years ago. If you're not on every fucking platform constantly promoting your product, like you're not going to get anywhere. And this is a conversation I have with a lot of bands. I'm like, you guys need more content. Well, we don't have money for music videos, dude. I'm like, that's not. You
don't need music videos. You could be sitting at a round table,
exactly,
coffee time with freaking Slayer and freaking talk about what you ate last night. It doesn't. Content is content.
Yep. And like I talk to these bands, right? Like I was very nervous about doing TikTok shit just because like, I don't know, like you're putting shit out into the ether and it's like people might just be like, fuck this guy, like I hate him, whatever, So like the funny thing is like I'll do drum covers that are like 30 seconds long, right? And like all these people are like, damn dude, like your kit sounds great, like this isn't that. I'm just taking the actual album recording from whatever band and I'm just playing to it. So you're not even hearing what I'm playing. It takes fucking 5 minutes to put that together and throw it on TikTok, and boom, there you go. But I think more importantly, when it comes to content, like every time we get together, all of us have our phones out and are recording shit. When we're in the studio, one of us is always recording shit. When we're shooting music videos, and it's like we've got to the point now where we have terabytes of video that any day, any one of us can just go in there and we start breaking them down and like chopping them up. And it's like, okay, now we got to find the hook for the video. Now we got to figure out the best way to like utilize this footage. There's a lot that goes into it, but you've got to start somewhere. And the like only posting when you have shows in like music videos every couple fucking months, it's not sustainable, and you're never going to get anywhere.
My biggest thing, and I'm going to put it out there because if you're in a band, every one of the members should be posting.
Yep.
And
I have. All right, majority of my Facebook is all musicians at the moment and people from high school, and my personal is cut and dry, like in between, a little bit of comedy, this, that, next thing.
Yeah.
If I have 2 band members that are on my friend list and I only see, I'm just going to use this name, Jill, is constantly posting about the band, what they're going to do next. Oh, wait, I drank a new Rockstar today, and then the drummer doesn't post anything ever, or promote that they're going to be somewhere, or even if it's, you got to promote. And there's a new, I'm not mentioning any names. There's new artists that I know that don't promote.
Yep. I literally had a band that I did a consultation for a year ago. And I said, listen, you've got 2 members in your band that never share anything, never post anything. Get them the fuck out. Like they are going to hold you back. Like, I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but if you really want to do anything, you can't have 3 out of the 4, 1 out of the 4, whatever. Dude reached out to me like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Hey, we finally kicked those dudes out. Now we're ready. And it's like, I'm not trying to say it to be an asshole. Like, some of these people are their good friends, but treat it like a business. Like, if I was the boss and I had 2 people fucking slacking off, simple, get rid of them. What's fun to me is playing killer shows, killer tours, and fucking making money. And if they're not making money, they don't need to be involved in it. But like what we did is like, we all have our personal Facebooks, Instagrams, all that shit, right? But what works really well for us is we all have Kevin the Poet Instagram, Kevin the Poet, Spencer the Poet, TikToks, whatever. And like when you start sharing that shit on every fucking thing, and you have multiple people that are following you from all these different avenues, from an algorithm standpoint, your likelihood and chances of actually having something, maybe not even go viral, but just getting picked up to where people that normally wouldn't see it are seeing it. And the proof is there. We had people in cities and states we had never played, never had friends or family ever come and see us. And it's like, what could have possibly led to that? Exactly what we're talking about.
Do you also take this strategy as seriously when you guys are working on getting draw for your shows? Like, does every individual band member like have to contribute for draw for shows, just like how they need to contribute for promotion and using social media or whatever to get the music out?
So I think we as a band have a little bit of an added benefit of all 4 of us have been in touring bands before. So like we have pockets of friends that followed us from years and years ago, right? Which, some bands don't have, and it's like not a slight against them. So we definitely utilize that. But yeah, we do take the same approach. Like we make sure the flyers are high quality. Like I had a couple of venues like, oh, I got this great graphics guy. Like, don't worry, I'll take care of the flyer. And then I get this MS Paint bullshit, and like the fucking logos are overlapping, and I'm like, no. Like, this has to look fucking professional. You don't see Seven Dust and all these other bands putting out MS Paint flyers. Like, it's got to look good. And then, utilizing like promo videos where, it shows all the bands fucking playing. It's like a 40-second clip. Like, bands used to do all that shit back in the day for radio and for TV, right?
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about radio and TV nowadays, but those are tried and true methods that still get people's attention. And humans, like from a psychological standpoint, need to see something multiple times to have it resonate. And the best way to do that is by posting. You post it once, it's out of their head in a second. You post it like 13 or 14 times. By that 13th or 14th time, they might go, you know what? I've been seeing this a whole hell of a lot. Let me check that out. And you know what? If they come and they see it, awesome. If they don't, it is what it is. But what you did get their attention. And the more you do that, it's a numbers game. I love to gamble. I love to go to the casino. It's the same fucking thing. If you don't gamble, your odds of winning are going to be zilch. If you only throw in a 20, your odds of winning are going to be really low. But it's a numbers game. It's odds. The more you do it, the more likelihood you have. And it's same with people. It's literally like just pulling the fucking slot machine with people.
Bigger the risk, bigger the reward. Like,
exactly.
I mean, I try to promote every freaking day.
Yep.
I mean, if it's not TikTok, it's here. If it's not here, it's somewhere else. And I mean, I'm not going to tag everybody and their mother like 97 people. I mean, you could do up to 99 people, I believe. I mean, I'm not going to be that guy, but
yeah, I think that turns people off more than anything.
I mean, yeah, now we have the highlights and we have the follows, but yeah, I'll throw it in once in a blue moon just so it's seen by eyes that normally just scroll past my shit.
I think one thing that I've found that was really interesting, like I watch a lot of like automotive YouTubers because I'm into cars, and most of them when they first started out, and I'm talking less than 1,000 subs, like their videos were generally more about them and their daily lives and then this passion that they had. And I've noticed that like while the TikToks that are band related do well, I have like better views on shit that has nothing to do with the band. Like it's just more personal stuff. And I think that's almost like the new age reality TV for people. And I'm not gonna lie, like if I saw a drummer in a band that I was a huge fan of, and then like I'm seeing, oh, they have some of the same hobbies and interests as me, it almost like builds that connection like even more. So like while promoting and doing the content around the band is important, I think it's equally important that you are yourself and you are your own persona. Now I'm not talking like Ronnie Radke kind of level, but like just be yourself, show what you're into, like hobbies, fucking whatever. Like you never know, that diehard fan could be like, you know what? I love fucking paint my house too. Like I did a TikTok video when we moved down here. Every wall in the house was white. And I literally spent a whole day fucking painting, and I just did a pan. I was like, goodbye, white everything. And I had Miss Misery playing in the fucking background. And like I do that with all of our videos. I try to incorporate our music. It's funneling. Like the more times people hear it, you know, there's just a lot of creative ways to do it. And you just got to spend the time and energy doing it. It's not rocket science at the end of the day.
No, it's not.
Definitely. Is there any new music coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, so we have 3 shows at the end of the month. We're actually going to be playing 3 brand new songs. The first of those songs is called Death Wish. That should be coming out early February. I said earlier we're aiming for a song a month. I think we're probably going to hit 8, maybe 9 songs this year. I don't know if we'll hit the full 12. But yeah, that's the first one. The other 2 are going to get sent off for mastering in probably the next couple of weeks. So we should be on a healthy schedule of every 6 to 8 weeks having a new song out.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And if you come to those first 3 shows, you'll get to hear 3 songs before everyone else. So that's an added bonus.
Where are they going to be at, those shows?
So the first one's actually here in Johnson City. We're playing at Capone's. We did like 145 people our first time playing here back in July. We're hoping we can sell it out. The following night, we are in Chattanooga at the Brickyard, and then we're actually doing a random Tuesday night show with another band. Where the hell was that show at? I think Asheville. Give me 2 seconds, I can pull it up.
It'll be at
Knoxville.
Denny's.
Sorry, Knoxville. So Chattanooga and Knoxville. So Johnson City, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. So Tennessee area shows. Obviously, if you're not super close, doesn't really help. But like I said earlier, we have 40 tour dates after that for the remainder of the year. We're going to be hitting a lot of different markets and a lot of different areas. So you'll be able to get your poet fix, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe a pop-up Denny's show coming
Hey.
towards you.
Or even a Waffle House. You never know.
Be careful, they throw chairs.
That's funny.
All right, guys, before we actually wrap this up, do you have anything you want to say to your fans?
Yeah. Obviously, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. I had mentioned it earlier. We are going to try and do a better job of rewarding our Patreons and, you know, the people that really support us a lot better this year. We're going to have a lot of new merch. That was always something that was a little bit of a bummer because the first run, we only had one run of shirts. We had some posters and, you know, CDs. So there was actually a lot of people like, damn, dude, like I was planning on buying a hoodie. I was planning on this and that. And I'm like, I wish we had it. But, you know, brand new band, things are a little tough at times trying to get everything organized. But you will have plenty of new music. Maybe not as many music videos, but the music you're going to get to hear this year, I think. I love the Death Era EP. I thought all those songs were killer, but we as a band didn't really spend a lot of time on them. And what I mean by that is like, we were like, hey, this sounds really good. We do a couple takes, you know, figure shit out. Whereas this EP, we spent a whole hell of a lot of time before we even went to the studio to record vocals. And I think Aiden took a lot of different influences and we spent a lot more time to be strategic in the songwriting standpoint. So I think you're going to notice a more, I don't want to say improved, but maybe more mature, well-written song. I don't think the ones before weren't well-written. But I think it will hit a lot of people's emotions in different ways. And yeah, like we love the fucking support. And you know, if you haven't seen us yet, make sure you come see us. We're always at the merch table. We have this is one other thing that people love. So I bought an antique journal off Amazon, and we have a quill. I don't know if you've noticed, but part of our logo has a quill on it. And it's a cool aesthetic where people can sign the journal.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
Most people don't know how to write with a quill. I didn't. We're not in the 1800s. So like
We're not?
the band, the documentary is called Modern Day Poets. Like we're doing this whole like Edgar Allan Poe theme kind of thing. But our goal is every show to just get as many people to autograph that book as possible. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day we'll auction it off, donate it, whatever. But it's just really cool flipping through it and just like seeing all these people's signatures. And I don't know, it's just fun, man. We love the interaction, and you know, come say hi if you come see us at a show. We spend so much time talking to fans. Like it's almost a bummer at times when we will miss all the other bands because we're too preoccupied talking to people. But that's a good problem to have, obviously, if you're in a band.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us and being
Thank
here.
you.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was great talking to both of you. And I honestly, like, the fucking Last Supper question totally caught me off guard. I'm usually, like, not
And he froze.
easy to
Oh.
throw off on it. You got me
Oh.
stumped there for a second. I was like, damn.
My questions are normally harder than that. So today I went a little light. But
Next go around, you can give me the gamut then.
oh, I will. I will.
But yeah, if we're ever up in Jersey, though, I'll definitely let you know, man. It would be great to fucking hang out.
Yeah, Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Trans-State. Oh,
Awesome. We'll definitely make sure that's on our like not wish list per se, but there are certain markets that I really want to hit. But just booking tours, people think you can just pick strategic areas, and like sometimes it just does not work that way.
it doesn't work that way. And it's so expensive to tour in general. So like people don't realize that either.
Yep, it is not cheap.
No, it's not.
It's like a boat. Bust out another 1,000, man.
Yeah. So before I let you go, you want to drop all your socials so you know where to be found?
Yeah. So for the band, literally everything is just Poet the Band. So Instagram, Poet the Band, TikTok, Poet the Band, Facebook, Poet the Band. If you are interested in following any of us individually, like on Instagram, Aiden the Poet, Spencer the Poet, Cody the Poet, Razlog the Poet. If you just Google our link tree, like Google Poet the Band link tree, that literally will take you to absolutely
everywhere.
Yeah. And if you haven't subbed to our YouTube, we're trying to get those numbers up. I think we're just shy of 400 right now. But we've got 6 music videos on there. There's going to be more to come. We do plan on dropping teasers for the documentary on there as well.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, like honestly, the documentary I think is going to blow a lot of people's minds. It's fucking sick. So I'm really excited about that.
Awesome.
Commentary. It's okay.
That's hilarious.
I'll see on that. I'll see myself out. That was my cue, I guess. But I want to thank you both for coming. I will be back to next Thursday, with another lovely treat. So this is on Facebook, Concert Junkies Rob and John. YouTube, same as YouTube, and just Concert Rob on Twitch, because they wouldn't let me finish what I was saying. I love when that happens, when you try to give a screen name and it just stops you in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So you can follow me everywhere, just not in person. Well, it depends on who the person is, but yeah, that's fine.
Stocked.
Well, it was great. It was great chatting with both of y'all. I'll be in touch with you, Rob, about that co-host thing. And,
yeah.
Lexi, if we're in the area, it would be great to chit chat and meet you. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of this.
Of course.
And I will see.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
And I will see everybody on Thursday night, 7:00 Eastern.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.